think we're live. Um, Hi, my name's Mike. I didn't think I would tell this story, but I was talking to Jack and he said it was pretty interesting. So, um, yeah, let's get right into it. This is how I landed my first 1260. Um, it was a struggle because first, like, usually my tricks don't take more than like a session or two to land because I dial in the prereqs. Like, Um, Trey Quint in the PG2 took 2 sessions, maybe 30 minutes each. And what else? Like every clip in PG2 took 3 sessions or less, I think. It wasn't like any huge battles. But the 1260 was something I've wanted for the ender of it. When I was planning it like 3 or 4 months ago, I was talking to Jack and I told him I want to make a video for Unicon and end it with a 1260 that I've been trying for 2 years. Um, and he thought it was ambitious. But yeah, let's start from the beginning. This is me like almost 2 years ago now. I was at lunch, at work lunch, spinning, and you could see how surprised I was accidentally spinning a 1260 instead of 1170. And this is what started the obsession with this trick. I would go out maybe twice a month and just have dedicated 1260 sessions. You could see like the timeline is each new text box is a different session, and these are all the highlights of the trick. And every time I went out, I was thinking, okay, this time I'm gonna land it, or next time I'm gonna land it, and I had to mentally get in that mindset of committing to something that I didn't know the pedals were gonna be there, which was really, really consuming. Like, took a lot of mental energy to commit to something like that every time, and then the defeat of not landing it, going home and just studying the attempts. You can see here, like, my biggest problem was flipping half. The problem with a lot of my spins is my front foot will give a little too much pressure and it'll flip the wheel and it'll be switch, or sometimes I was flipping a whole 12th flip. If I could find that clip. Yeah, like here you could see full 12th flip. And it would just be such a toss up. I wouldn't know like what I was getting into while I was in the air. Plus, on top of everything, over the 2 years, my left calf would only have so many jumps in it before it would get hot and just lose power, and I had to quit. So that led to a lot of frustrating sessions. Here's at the Pittsburgh Jam. That was really fun. I wish I landed it there because there's so many people watching and cool session. Yeah. Here we go. Really sad. Fast forward, I took like maybe a year off trying it, and I built a 32 wheel with the new groovy cranks without the Rolos, just trying to get like the lightest setup I could to get just a little bit more spin while I was in the air. I think this is the first session with that lighter wheel. Here I had to switch to the gym because it was getting cold, and my club members would know like I would just come once a week and try 1260s. And they would tell me to like take a break and just take it easy, you're killing yourself, whatever. Just getting frustrated. This session I got really close. October last year. That was like a 12th half flip. I think the next... That was like the cheapest land, I would say. Like, look at my right foot as I'm coming down. It's like kickstand. And just so defeating after, hundreds of attempts to get something like that. Let me find the one where... Yeah. That was a full 12th flip, hopped out once, and I couldn't stick it. I knew as soon as I landed it, I was like off balance too much to correct. But that would have been sweet. I'm like a week out from landing the 1260, and looking back, it's kind of funny to see how frustrated I was getting. So this is like crunch time. It's like, early June. Unicon is in 2 months. I wanted to finish this video with the 1260, so like I can only ride once a week with my calf, and I only have like 3 or 4 sessions left. So it felt like really high stakes at this point. I think I was looking different here. Like, it looks like I'm jumping higher, maybe a little more explosive. I've been working out since like the beginning of the year, so maybe that was helping. And I got a couple close sticks on this session. It was also here I stopped wearing pads, and I felt like Batman in The Dark Knight Rises when he takes off the rope when he's trying to climb out of the cave. Because it's like, I don't know, there's an analogy in there somewhere. Here's like another really debatable land of a straight 1260. You can see my heel like taking a nap on the ground. And yeah, just another frustrating end to a session. This is the session before I landed it, and this had to be like the most frustrated I've ever been on the uni. Really close. I'm in public, like people are watching, and start throwing it. Yeah, like 1260 half flip, not knowing what it's gonna be. Takes so much out of you. You can see I'm like getting closer and closer to throwing it until I do. At this point in the session, I think I could feel my calf like getting weaker and weaker, but it felt like the stakes were so high I had to land it right now. I'm lucky I didn't break more parts than I did. It's so funny watching back. That was another close stick. Ugh. I say, like you fucking want it. Come on. Ugh. Yeah, I'm lucky I didn't break more parts. And that was the end of that session. Okay. Another thing I've been watching a lot during this whole process was Kevin's attempt back in 2012, which I think was like the second closest 1260 attempt. Or like the closest 1260 attempt by a regular spinning unicyclist up to this point. Shout out Kevin. So, all that in mind, we get to this day. I call Jack like a week before, and I say, like, I need to rest my calf for Unicon so I can ride there, but I have like 15 seconds at the end of PG2 that I need to fill, and a 1260 would just be perfect, a perfect ending to it. So, I have one more session to try to finish PT2 before Unicon and get this clip I've been trying for 2 years. Now, this day I woke up super tired. I was like laying in bed until maybe 2 p.m. I didn't even want to go ride. But the weather was really nice, and I I said, yeah, like, fuck it, I'll go try one. So I get in the car, I buy a Red Bull, I get to this spot that's like 20 minutes away. I wanted to drive and like clear my head. Um, and I get there and I start riding, and 900 felt like really tough to spin. The 1080 felt really lethargic. I barely stick this like ugly looking one. I'm feeling tired and heavy, and like it wasn't one of those sessions where you think something cool is gonna happen. And then I get to the end of my the end of my like normal playlist on Spotify, and then this song comes up as a recommended. And I got into this weird like trance state with this song. I was getting closer to the 1260, and I could feel like I was getting close, so my whole body was getting like anxious and nervous, and in between each attempt I would have to like stand at the starting spot for a second and just like feel the ground, feel the weight of my body through my feet, and like try to feel my arms, because my arms were going numb and I wasn't able to spin it as fast. Like I could feel it coming, and the weight of like everything resting on it was just it was really getting to me like mentally. Also, like behind the camera there's 3 grandmas watching and like cheering me on. I had to make this video because the 10 seconds that this clip comes up in Peachy2 doesn't do justice to like how hard I tried to land it. Also no shinies, so those hurt. I just couldn't believe it. One of the best trick feelings I've ever had. Stoked to be the first regularly spun 1260. A little sad it wasn't a 12th flip, because that would have been cool, but definitely okay with the 1260. The grandmas are. The grandmas were explaining to each other like, yeah, that was what he was trying to do.
I've been trying that for 2 years.
I was stoked I got to show out for him. And yeah, immediately called Steffi, I called Jack, told him, sent it to Eli. And I don't have to try that trick ever again. Thanks for watching. That is the story of how I landed a 1260. Have a great day.